So these are the examples for point slope form to slope intercept form for your animal project. Remember in the instructions for drawing your animal, you were supposed to have 2 with a positive slope, 2 with a negative slope, 2 that are horizontal and 2 that are vertical. If you notice, this one right here is horizontal. This one is, oops, that's not a very pretty line. This one is vertical. Now this one is going down, so it is a negative slope. I don't have one that has a positive slope, but remember positive slope, I guess I could just draw a line that has a positive slope. A positive slope would just look like that. So that would be a positive slope. I'm not going to write the equation for both positive and negative because that's what we've been working on. The only thing that would be different is your slope. So you need to have 2 of each of these, and you'll write the equation for 2 of each of them. So 2 negative slopes, 2 horizontal, 2 vertical, and 2 positive. They don't have to be touching. It's just easier for me if I have all of them in one tiny space. Remember, you're going to have an animal that has lots of different lines. Like if you look at my turkey, you can see this is a positive slope because it's going down. This is a negative slope. These are horizontal. Here's my verticals, and there's a positive because it's going up. This is a negative because it's going down. So for writing equations for the negative and positive slopes, first thing you want to do is identify the points. So this point right here is at 2, 4. This point is at 1, 8. Okay. Part 2. Find the slope. So x, y, the first point is at 2, 4. Next point is at 1, 8. So I'm going to go ahead and find it. So it would be oops, that pencil doesn't work. It's out of there. So from 4 to 8, that goes up 4. From 2 to 1, that goes down 1. So then whenever I find the slope, it'd be 4 divided by a negative 1, which is just negative 4. Okay, step 3. You're going to write a point slope form. So it would be y minus the y coordinate. It doesn't matter which point you use. Again, just use whichever one you use first. So it's going to be y minus 4 equals the slope, which is negative 4, parentheses x minus the x coordinate of the same point. Make sure if you use this y value, you have to use this y value or x value. Okay, and then change step 4. Change to slope intercept. So that's the steps that you did from the other video where you have to distribute and then solve. So I'm going to go ahead and do those steps. So distribute. Negative 4 times x would just be negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 2. A negative times a negative is a positive. 4 times 2 is 8. So it'd be y minus 4 equals negative 4x plus 8. Then solve. I need to solve for y because I need it to be y equals. So then the opposite of subtract 4 is add 4 and add 4. So y equals negative 4x, 8 plus 4 is 12. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move back up. So if you need to pause it, go ahead and pause it. So negative 4x plus 12, if you look, this went down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So that is a negative 4 slope. Now if I also continue this line and go 1, 2, 3, 4 and back 1, notice where that line would cross the y-axis, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wasn't that what we just found as the y-intercept? So it should work out. I know that like even on my turkey, if I try to look at this point or this line down here and tried to continue it all the way back so that I can see where it crosses, it's not going to be that easy. I mean, I could take a ruler and try it that way, but I just wanted to point it out that yes, this is the y-intercept, this is the slope. Okay, now something that we haven't really talked about are horizontal lines. So if you look at the horizontal line, identify the 2 points. So we have 1, 8, and we have 6, 8. So we have 1, 8, and 6, 8. Now notice, if you look at both of those, both y values are 8. So these are actually really easy. The horizontal are way easier. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in a table and just show you that there's a 0. So x, y, 1, 8, and 6, 8. If you look, both y values are 8. So your equation is simply y equals 8. If I continued this line back, the y-intercept would be 8. And notice it has a 0 slope. So you really could write it as y equals 0x plus 8 because the slope is 0. But you don't have to write that. It's just y equals 8 because every value along that line is going to have an 8 as the y value. So like right here, that's 4, 8, 4, 8, 5, 8, 3, 8. I could extend it way, way over, and it would be 100, 8. Every y value is 8. So that is really it. Your equation is just y equals 8. Vertical is just the same. Vertical. Again, identify the points. So I have 6, 3 and 6, 8. 6, 3, 6, 8. 6, 3, 6, 8. Notice the y values are different. It's the x values that are the same. So then it would just be x equals 6. Because it's the x values that all equal 6. Anywhere along that line, the x value is going to be 6. 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7. All x values are the same. You also know that it's x equals because if you extended this line, it would hit the x-axis. This one would hit the y-axis. So this one hits the x-axis, this one hits the y-axis. So that is your horizontal and vertical lines. Remember on this is a negative slope. When you have your positive slope, or your 2 lines for your positive slope, the only difference here is you're not going to multiply by a negative 4 or a negative 2 or whatever your negative slope is, you're going to multiply by a positive slope. So that's the only difference.